Hey everyone, my name is Mikey Kilgore, and I will be talking about loss procedures in this presentation. So to start off, we got the 5 C's, what I like to call the 5 C's that we're going to be talking about, and these will help you get back on course as soon as possible, and in the event you can't get back on course, then to land as soon as practical and safely. And hopefully these will be able to keep you as low stress out as possible, kind of try to keep you calm as much as possible in a very high stressful situation. And knowing these, obviously, need to know some good loss procedures for the check ride. And in the event you do get lost, let's hope that doesn't happen. But in the event you do get lost, these are great to know. And first off, before we even get to the 5 C's, always maintain positive control of the aircraft. Always want to make sure you get to where you want to be safely. And even though you're trying to figure out where you are, always want to make sure you're flying the aircraft. So the first C is to circle. So once you know you're lost, you want to begin to circle the aircraft. This will help minimize your travel so that your environment that you're flying in will stay constant. So while you're looking at maybe your sectional chart, your GPS, looking for a VOR you could possibly go to in the area, this will help you minimize your travel. And so if you keep flying and you're trying to look at your sectional chart and everything keeps changing, you can't figure out where you are. But if you're keeping the same environment, you're able to kind of pinpoint maybe some landmarks that you're able to pinpoint and kind of start learning where you are and how to get to where you need to go. And so the second C is to confess. So you want to acknowledge and confess that you're lost, and you also want to write down the time that you knew you were lost. This will help with fuel estimation, how much you have, how much you need, and how much you have that you can use. And this also will hopefully help you not stress out as much, help you prioritize what you need to prioritize, and help focus on the situation rather than just kind of stressing out. The third C is to serve. Once you do it, you always want to be looking at your fuel, really, but in this event, you most definitely want to check your fuel and how much you have left. Pull as much power as practical, and then after that you want to lean out the mixture as much as possible to keep as much fuel in tanks as you can in case you need it. The fourth C is to communicate. So if you happen to be on an area frequency that you're still getting in contact to, ask them for some help. In the event you can contact ATC, they can try to help you out as much as they can, try to figure out where you are. Using all your nav aids is a great idea, whether sectional chart's not necessarily a nav aid, but always looking at your sectional chart, trying to figure out where you are, as we talked about, encircling. GPS, VOR, trying to find a VOR, all that good stuff, trying to figure out where you're at. In the event you do need to declare an emergency and set your transponder code to 7700, give you priority and help everyone kind of know what's going on. And then the fifth C is to comply. So if maybe either comply with ATC instructions if they're able to find you and help you get to where you need to go, trying to get to where you want to go, or just land safely. But in the event you can't communicate with anyone and you're still lost and you happen to find an airport nearby, you want to overfly and kind of circle it. You want to estimate the length and width, the winds, all that good stuff before you just straight up try to land. And also, if anyone's in the pattern, trying to help them figure out a little bit of what's going on. They don't hear you talking, so maybe they can try to figure out that you don't know where you're at. You can't talk to them, and they can try to help you out. You don't want to just go in there and hope everything works out and possibly get in an accident. And if you are at a towered airport, you want to make sure you want to know the ATC light gun signals. We'll talk about that in a second, but in the event you can't communicate with them, you lost comms, you don't know what frequency, number of things, but you want to make sure you know those light gun signals and be looking for those so that they can tell you how to best get down safely and fix whatever happened. And so, speaking of the light gun signals, I do have this chart here. So, it's always good to know, steady green, flashing green, whether you're on the ground or in the air. If you're lost, these help with lost comms too, especially if you're on the ground and lose your comms. Steady red, stop. Probably need to know when to stop, or it says in the air, give way to other aircraft and keep circling. Always good and safe to know those. And so those are the 5 C's. And first off, maintain positive control. 5 C's, circle, confess, conserve, communicate, comply. Those are some great tips and procedures for when you get lost and get you back on track or land safely. So thank you.